In this video, I will show you how to install WordPress on localhost using WAMP Server. Do you want to install WordPress on your Windows computer locally? Working with WordPress on your computer allows you to test new WordPress features, learn how to develop with WordPress, and make websites before migrating them to the live server. In this video, we will show you how to properly install WordPress on Windows using WAMP Server. Why install WordPress on local server? Well, the main reason is testing. Let's face it, you are going to be installing new themes and plugins. You may be keeping a backup of all your website content in case a big mistake is made, but is not it better to avoid the mistake on your live website entirely? This local version of WordPress can be used as a buffer for your actual website and keep it safe. It can also be used to write your content in secret, but it is a bit extreme to make a local server for that depending on your content. These local servers are commonly used by the theme and plugin developers to test their new design and plugins. Not only can you test as quickly, but it is also free to do so. This is a big selling point to many theme and plugin developers that don't make any income until they are done. Installing WordPress locally on your computer gives you a testing environment that doesn't affect your live website or blog. A WordPress installed on your computer is also referred to as a local server or localhost. Normally, WordPress developers use local WordPress installed to develop their plugins and themes. Beginners users can also install WordPress on their computers to learn WordPress, test new WordPress theme and plugins, and experiment without affecting a live website. Next, what is WAMP? WAMP is a compilation of Apache Web Server, PHP, and MSQL bundled for Windows computers. All of them are separate open source software. However, installing them separately is not quite easy even for experienced users. Software like WAMP allow you to easily install them and have a working local environment within minutes. Step number 1. Installing WAMP on Windows computer. First, you need to download the WAMP software and install it on your computer. To find out whether you are using 32 or 64-bit operating system, go to Start button and type Control Panel and click on it, and then click on System and Security, and then click on System. There you will be able to see your operating system type, 64-bit operating system. Once downloaded, you can click on the WAMP server execution file to run the installation. WAMP server, click on WAMP server, click on Next. The next window will ask you agree with the software terms and condition. Click I accept the agreement and click Next. Next, select where you would like to install the software and click Next. The default is C, WAMP, which I am going to use for this tutorial. C, WAMP. Click on Next. In the next window, you can choose to create shortcuts so you can quickly and easily access WAMP server on your computer. I am not going to create any for this tutorial. Click on Next and then click on Install. During the installation process, you need to define the location for the web browser. By default, it will be Internet Explorer. You can change that to Google, Chrome or any other web browser by locating in the program files of your computer. Program files, Google, Chrome application, select chrome.exe and then click on open. You will then be prompted again to specify the SMTP server and the email address to be used by PHP. These settings are not all that important, so just leave the defaults and click next. Installation is now complete. Click finish and the software will launch. Step number 2. Setting up a database for local WordPress setup. Next thing you need to do is to create a blank MySQL database. On launching WAMP, you will see WAMP Server icon at the bottom right corner of your screen, along with other icons. Simply click on it and then click on PHP My Admin. A web-based application to manage MySQL database. Note, if the WAMP server icon is red or yellow, then it means the services Apache, MySQL, PHP are not running. You need to start the services by clicking on the icons before setting up the database. It will take you to the PHP My Admin login screen on your web browser. Simply enter the username, root, leave the password field blank. These are the default credentials to log in into your localhost PHP My Admin. Once logged in, you need to click on Database in PHP My Admin to create a new database for WordPress. Click on Databases. It will ask you to choose a name for your new database. We named Test Site. After that, click on the Create button. Test Site. Your database is ready, which means you can now install WordPress on localhost. Step number 3. Installing WordPress on Windows using WAMP. The next thing you need to do is download the latest version of WordPress from the WordPress website. It will download as a zip file. You need to extract the zip file and copy the WordPress folder. Copy. Now you need to navigate the folder where you install WAMP. In this tutorial we install WAMP and C. WAMP. So we will refer to that folder going forward, but keep in mind it may be different for you depending on where you install the program. Paste the WordPress folder into the C WAMP www folder. C WAMP www paste. Next, you can open the web browser and go to HTTP localhost WordPress. Click on Google Chrome and type localhost WordPress and press enter. First, it will ask you to select language and then show you the database setup information. Once you have read it carefully, go ahead and click. After that, you need to enter your database details like database name, username, password, host and table prefix. The database name will be the one that you enter in the previous step. In our case, we call it test site. Test site. The username will be root. And you can leave the password field blank. You can also leave the database host and table prefix as. Click on submit. On the next screen, you will see a success message stating that WordPress is connected to your database and you can proceed with the installation. Go ahead and click on the Run the Installation button to continue. It will take you to the welcome screen for WordPress. You need to add a title for your new WordPress website. Choose a username, enter a strong password and provide an admin email address. Site, test site. Username root, password the word of IT, @ email computerit@gmail.com. Once you are ready, click on the Install WordPress button. After the installation process is complete, you will see a success message in the background. WordPress has created new tables in your database and it's ready to use. You can then proceed to your WordPress dashboard by clicking on the Login button. Username root, password the word of IT, @. Congratulations! You have successfully installed WordPress on a Windows computer using WAMP.